Hi, this is New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com with another review. This one is for a band called Driveshaft, which were around in the original New Wave of British Heavy Metal days in the mid to late 80s. And Driveshaft, Heartbreaker the Anthology, it's basically all the stuff that they recorded back then. And it's available on CD now thanks to those nice people at Obscure Nawabum Releases. And this time they've given us a real excellent lost gem from the old days. And once you listen to any of this, if you do, you'll wonder why the band weren't massive, really. Driveshaft were superb, and the evidence is here. They really could have been what a band they could have been. They originated from Ireland in the early 80s, and built quite a reputation up over there in Ireland. And indeed, they shared a stage with the likes of the Michael Schenker Group, Saxon, Grand Slam, and even the late and very great Rory Gallagher. So that's the kind of company they were keeping in Ireland. But despite that swell of support over in their home Isle, and well-received singles such as Heartbreaker and Hot Love, which are here as well, perhaps the opportunities in Ireland might have been a little bit limited for Driveshaft. And there were the usual lineup changes that probably didn't help either. But in an attempt to crack it, Driveshaft moved to London, and they set about recording some demos and even had an album planned. And former Uriah Heep keyboard man John Sinclair was the producer at the time back then, and the Heep influence can be heard, and probably that's what Sinclair brought to it. And in fact, some of the cuts on the London demos do sound not unlike a Bominog period Uriah Heep. And in my opinion, as a big Uriah Heep fan, that's no bad thing. But, however, without a record deal, Driveshaft found it tough. But they did soldier on for a few years before calling it a day around the end of the 1980s. And it really is a pity that they didn't make it. They were certainly very talented. And you'll hear that if you pick up a copy of Heartbreaker the Anthology. But if you want a copy, you'd best get your skates on, as they say, because the CD is available only in a very limited run of a few hundred, so there may not be any left. If you can get your hands on it, it's fantastic stuff. There are 16 songs in total, split between the London demos session and the various singles that the band put out as well. It's all full of superb, chunky, heavy, hard rock. It's strong on melody as well. There's some tasty harmonising vocals, and that's probably the Uriah Heep influences coming through as well. Some examples: the Heartbreaker title track, that's a cutting riff, a proper rocker, proper tasty rocker. Hold On's got some big drums, simple throbbing bass line, and monster hooks. Lonely Nights, Lonely Days is 5 minutes, a 5-minute song that could have come off a Bominog or Equator, such as the Uriah Heep influence again. Excellent stuff. It's a song full of presence and atmosphere and a slow burner, possibly my favourite of all of them. Suspicion again shows that the band could do some variation. That strays out into a sort of a funky riff with a bit of jazz rock feel, and it's impossibly catchy as well. Really excellent. And that's just 4 songs off the London demos. The whole thing is top stuff all round. Plenty of variety, different arrangements, different styles, but without losing that unmistakable heavy rock, new wave of British heavy metal style as well. The singles arguably rock that little bit harder, but yet they're all easily accessible. And in my opinion, at least, Driveshaft certainly had, the it factor. They were excellent, very talented. But sadly, they were one of any number of contemporaries at the time in the original new wave of British heavy metal days that found it tough to rise above the pack. The opportunities limited, not like today perhaps, but they had the talent, but perhaps not enough room for it to be used given all the competition back then. But if there are any of these CDs left, I do suggest you try and get hands on a copy of it. It really is excellent stuff. I got my copy through the always reliable Sonic Age Records. That's sonicagerecords.com. and see if you can snap one up. You know, highly recommended stuff. If you want to read the post on the blog, which includes a little bit more information in the video, you can do that through there's a link directly to the post on the website underneath the video. So check that out, read it, listen to it, and see what you think. And if you can, get hold of a copy. Excellent stuff. Oh, and before you go, please you know, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to, and be notified of new videos that we post up. Alright, thanks for listening and take care.